wait, markets are being loaded. This is a very important thing to wait, as if we go over here to market start time, you'll see it starting to load the games for today. All these games will be on Betfair today, so you have to wait until this sign here disappears before you start going through and putting the games in that you want to monitor. Okay, I've had to say that first in case the sign disappears and then I can't talk to you about it. So once again, welcome to Football Alerts. This project has taken us a year to bring to market, in that we've had lots of hurdles to overcome in order to get it to the stage where it is now, where it's a working great software that does, as the name suggests, it alerts you when certain price criteria happen in games that you are interested in. And not only does it alert you, it sends you an email. That's in fact how it does alert you. It sends an email to the email address that you put up here in the top right hand corner. So that is the beauty of it. So you can put in a criteria that you may want on your games, or even several criteria, and when they are matched, this software will shoot you an email to say, Brian, Joe, Graham, whatever your name is, the game between Sunderland and so-and-so is now, the home team is at 2.3 and the draw is at 3.5. From that email, then you can go and make the decision on how you want to bet it that you had in mind when you set the triggers. So we set triggers here, and then the software alerts us on those triggers to our email inbox, which obviously you've got access on your smartphone or what have you. So waiting for markets to load. Now that we're in the season, some days there are hundreds of games, and obviously with hundreds of different betting criteria. So if you analyze that and looked at how many bits of information the software is loading up at the moment, it literally runs into the thousands. So unfortunately, I'm here in Australia and we've got probably one of the world's slowest internet speeds, so it takes a little bit longer for me. There we are as I speak now. So it's taken me 2 minutes 40 for my markets to load up. But if you're in the UK or somewhere with faster internet speed, then it's going to take a lot quicker. Okay, so now that we've got the markets loaded, let's plow into this. I'd just like to stress at this point, this is a tutorial video and not a sales video, so I'm just showing you what the software does. Once you know what it does, then I'm sure you'll find plenty of uses for you. Okay, so first off, we've got here all the markets that are starting, that are being run by Betfair today. Another feature, the other thing I need to tell you is that these are all local times. So these are local to whatever time your computer is set to, that's the time of these games. Okay, the other thing while I'm talking about games and that is here is over in the reload markets. If you click auto reload, this will reload new markets as they come onto the system from Betfair. Okay, if you were to be brave, and you can tell all the markets are loaded by the all up here. Once the all appears, you know that every market, every game that Betfair has loaded right at this moment is now available in the software. Okay, so if we go to, let's pick a time here. We'll go to here and we'll see, okay, there's some games here in Sweden, etc. If we just click all, for example, we get the competitions, the Swedish Cup, the Danish Cup, and one of the German Bundesliga games here. If we were to click all there, then all the events are here that are showing. Okay, so say for example, we'll just go back a bit. No, we'll run with these. So we'll run with all the markets. We want to look at the matched odds market, the volume. We don't want to be betting in games where there's not much money in the matched odds. So when we set the volume, this is the volume for that market that you've allowed here. So if we put the market volume here at 10,000, it's only going to alert us if these criteria are met and there's more than 10,000 in the matched odds markets for the games. Selections, say for example, we want to go the home game, we want the back price, And the logic is we want any games that's got the home team playing less than 3.5, for example. Now, when do we want to check it? We want to check it before the kickoff, and we want to check it with 5 minutes to go. So you can put, say, even 10 minutes to go, so you've got time to action your bets if you want to bet them before the game. If you're betting with a bookie, you might want to bet them before the game. Otherwise, so if we just click in Add Now, what the software has added all those games that we had in the events up here. And if any of these games with 10 minutes to go, so 10 minutes before the kickoff, and the home team is 3.5 or less, we will get an email to this email address that you put up there. Don't put in my email address, please. I don't want your alerts, thanks. But you put your best contactable email address in there. Okay. So you put that in there, and it will send you an email as soon as those criteria are matched in this time frame. So that's the beauty of it. So also, I must say, you have to push start in order for that to happen. And if we go to the logger now, it will come up here and tell us football alerts has started, wait till we retrieve all markets, which it's done that. And then it tells us that rules, all these rules here, which are the 5 games that we've just picked, are all started. So now the software is monitoring them. Important to say at this stage is obviously you must keep the software running in order for it to keep monitoring. So if you don't want to leave your laptop or desktop on during the day or whenever you're running these, then I suggest maybe you should look at putting the software on a VPS. If you don't know what a VPS is, email me and I'll just send you a link to where you can read about it and see what it is. Okay, so having had that market, we'll just stop that at the moment. Having loaded up those markets, what I want to show you, if we just click on, so if we click on the Swedish Cup game, we can see down here it'll bring up the market and it's telling us there's only $10 at the moment, and we're 14 hours away from the game. Swedish Cup game here. Once again, it'll probably be a very small volume matched in the game. Oh, there's nothing. That game's not even up yet. Anything in the Danish Cup? Okay, so what we can do now is we'll stop this. Okay, what I'd like to show you now is just try and find somewhere where there's some games. So I want to show you the other part of using combined rules. So we've got a game here in Finland. So we bring up the game and we're going to look at some multiple markets here. First of all, we want to look at, for example, we want to look at the match odds. So you set the match odds, minimum money in there, 10,000. We want to back this team here, and we only want to know backing if the price is less than 3.5, and we want to go, if we're going to use it as a combined rule, we have to have a between time. So you can have between time either being before kickoff. So for example, you could say, I want it 60 minutes before kickoff. So anytime between 60 minutes before kickoff and 10 minutes before kickoff. Okay, so if this team here is less than 1.35, then we're going to get an email. So we add that, and here it is here. It has minus before the game, so obviously it's counting down to the kickoff. So from 1 hour to 10 minutes before the kickoff, if AIFK is below 3.5, we'll get an email at the moment. Okay, so also in the same game, we want another criteria. So under or over 3.5 goals. Okay, obviously in the under and over, it's going to be a little bit less money in it than the matched odds. And we want to look at if it's going to be under, the back price is going to be under 2.5 goals, and say it's at less than 2.1, and between the same time frame we want another email. Okay, so we've got two games here that have the same game but different criteria. So what we can do now is go into the combined rules, select an event, which we want to select this one because it's the reason why it's only coming up because it's the only game that's got more than one rule. So we bring that game in, and you can see next to here 6 and 7 is the index 6. So if we want it to be, because we could have 3 or 4 different criteria for this one game if we like. So so if the criteria here, the matched odds AIFK is below 3.5, we want it to send us an email. So we add that rule, and we also want to add the rule underneath if it's under 2.5 goals at the price and it's less than 2.1, we want to add that rule as well. So once we've put the two rules in, as we can see down the bottom down here, 6 and 7, we'll save them, and they are in here now. Okay, so as we have it now, if either of these criteria are matched, we are going to get an email telling us that each separate criteria has been matched. If we check this one here, click save, we've already added these combinations. If we have the box checked, only if both of these conditions are matched will we get an email. So if the matched odds is correct, but the under 2 goals is not, then we will not get an email, and vice versa. So we may want to, in this game, we may be looking at doing the correct score or something like that. If it's telling us that the favourite is under 1.35 and the under goals is less than 2.7, we're getting an indication that it could be a tight match, for example, and we may want to go in and back correct score 0-1 or 1-0 or 1-1, for example. So that's the sort of things that you get. So once we got that email, then we can decide, we can go and check those odds for the say correct score and see if we want to be part of the action. Okay, so that's how you add individual games and also how you add combined rules. And now if we go into our logger, we'll see here now it's got the new markets in there. The rules are all loaded, combined rules, start time and stop time. So it's now monitoring those games that we've got there, and should they meet the criteria, then we'll be getting emails on our phone or on our laptop or on our tablet, and we can make informed decisions on how we want to bet those games. If we just go back to football alerts, if for example, I'll just stop this. If for example you wanted to be alerted every game that the favorite is under 1.5, for example. So you would click all competition, all events, and if we just look down there, these are all the events, Fiji, right through. So there's a myriad of things. So we've got all market, you would say matched odds. You might only want to look at volumes that are greater than 100,000. You want to select the home team. You want the back price, and you want it to be less than 1.50, and you want it between 60 and 10 minutes between kickoff. And if you click the add, we would see now that we've got all of these games here added. So there's 94 games that it is monitoring, and if any of those 94 games the home team is under 1.5, you'll get an email telling you that it's over 100,000 in the pool, and the home team is under 1.5. And then once again, you can make your actions through there. If you've got a couple of our systems, then some of the systems are looking for games such as the 1.5 rule, then you know what games are playable without having to trawl through all the games on Betfair. So as I said, it's taken us a year to get the software to the stage here now. We just click start, so it's monitoring it. So there is an owner's manual down below that you can download and have a read through, but this is, if you're playing or trading in football, this is an excellent tool. Keeping in mind too, I omitted to mention that you can obviously go in after kickoff as well. So you can monitor games during the game, and when the score or when the price gets down to a price that you want, then for example, say under over 3.5 goals, you can even put a price in there, and if the market hits a price that you want in that sort of market while the game is on, then you'll get an email during the game telling you that such and such a team is at that price. I'll just show you too before I go what an email looks like. One moment. And this is what the email looks like. You get an email from Football Alerts team, and it'll tell you this is to notify you that the back price on Green Archers United in the market of matched odds of Green Acres versus Aguilera Football Club is 1.15, and it is greater than 1.10, and the volume equals 4,500, which is greater than the limit we set of 2,000. So that's the email that you get with whatever team or whatever criteria you set up. It's spelled out there, so then you know if you want to jump on that game and be part of the action, then you can. So that is how Football Alerts goes. It goes from monitoring the game to sending you an email right to your phone or iPad or tablet or PC, so you can make informed decisions on how you want to back a game when it has reached the criteria, whether it be before play or whether it be during the game. Also, one thing, if you're setting it for during the game, say you want to bet in the last 10 minutes, you must allow for the 15-minute interval time. So if we were looking at the last 5 minutes of play, we would say at the 100-minute mark during the game, and that would give us about 10 minutes or 12 minutes before the end of the game. You may want to look at under 1.5, for example. If under 1.5 is still at 1.5, is less than 1.5, then we know obviously it must be close to a 0-0 scoreline, and you can make your decision in the last 10 minutes of the game if you wish to bet on that one. Okay, on behalf of Michael and his team for all the hard work, this is Steve Davidson signing out, hoping that you're as excited about Football Alerts as we have in the 1 year of developing it and testing it and retesting it and getting it to the stage where it's from a software to an interactive tool telling you the games that have met your criteria. Thanks again for watching this, and all the best. Cheers.